Hello there and welcome into this energy update video where I'm going to be sharing with you, and I hope you sharing with me in turn, what are the energies that we have been living and moving through, how they have been coming through, as well as what we can expect with this next new moon. This new moon in Gemini on June 14th. So we are tapping back into the Taurus new moon, tying up those loose ends at the same time as we're looking forward into this future. Because this future is coming in fast and hot. And she is not going to be taking any prisoners. This is a time, this divine discontent, revolutionary period of change. And that gong, that bell has been rung. It cannot be unrung. So knowing that, what's more important is, okay, this is what's happening. Now, how the hell do we work with what is? What are these energies, these experiences trying to teach us, to show us what we need to see so we can get off that hamster wheel of the past, all the old patriarchal bullshit that humanity has been living in and with for thousands of years, and how do we start paving a way into this new future? We are no longer going through door number A, but how do we find door B or door F? How do we build that new door? That is very much this undercurrent of where we are at. And if you are someone who is a way shower into this new future, this video is very much going to be for you. And I hope to really validate your experiences that you've been having, even as you've been going through possibly the ringer, because there's things within you that needs to be seen, because you can't take it with you. If you want to be a builder and a way shower of this new future, you can't take the old shit, the old patterns with you. We need to have a strong, solid foundation for which to build this new future from. So all of this is what I'm going to be bringing in through in this video. There is a lot. I will do my best to bring it through and to be concise, and I hope to speak to both an individual level that you might be experiencing, as well as giving deeper understandings of that world change, because I know that it is scary seeing the world and our society, our governments crumbling, and that it can be hard to even find and feel hope when there's so much that is stacked against the people and the people's voices, and that sense of powerlessness that can come through with all of that. And I also really acknowledge the people who are in very difficult, traumatizing, painful experiences. So just know that we're going to be threading the needle between all these different experiences, but I don't want to discount or diminish the actual human pain that is happening and sadly will be continuing to happen at some level. There is greater divine reason and orchestration, but it doesn't diminish the actual human suffering and experiences. So I do want to witness that as well. If you are new to this channel, my name is Chrissy Whistler. I am an embodied evolutionary astrologer, which means I do my very best to walk the talk. I'm not just going to be spouting a bunch of astrology lingo at you, but actually how can you work with this and to bring them into your own healing journey. That's so much part of what I'm passionate about, is helping you, helping others, who's ever watching, even bringing this into the collective consciousness for healing purposes, so we can grow and so we can evolve. If you are looking for astrological counseling to understand what is happening in your life, why, and how to make those healing changes and growths, please go to my website, chrissywhistler.com. You'll find all of the offerings that I have available, quantum healing, intuitive readings, and just so much more. And I've recently been starting new group sessions with my dear friends, Katie and Tara. So please check that out if you're interested. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel. Please like this video, please share it, all of the things. It really does help me so much just to continue to grow, to get this message out there, as well as just being an energy exchange that I know you appreciate this video and these messages, so I can keep them coming for you. Okay, so let's dive in, shall we? Because this is not a quiet time, guys. I know that so many people would like it to be quiet, but that's not what this moment is. In fact, June's going to be hot. And it's really interesting that I'm saying that because we're almost halfway through June. So there is going to be some kind of eruptive, disruptive, sudden, shocking events in June and even into July, which makes sense. We're starting our Gemini new moon in 2 days. So it's, I'm like, can you feel it? Can you feel that there is a spark that is going to ignite the grenade? The grenade in the steel box is going to go off. And it even feels like it's going to be many, or at least several different grenades going off, because that's that required force to start waking humanity up. So this restless, divine discontent energy is very much associated with Uranus. Uranus is the sword of truth. It's cutting through the bullshit of Saturn, of Capricorn, the parts of society, of our governments, our structures, top-down authority, patriarchy. What parts of that are not working? And Uranus is coming and going, nope, we ain't gonna do this any longer. It is time to see the truth. Uranus right now is what we call square to the moon's nodes. This is significant, and it will be exact tomorrow on June 12th, depending on when I actually get this video out to you guys. Whew. So that divine discontent energy, that restlessness, that revolutionary push for change, oh my goodness. This is hot. This is not going away. This is not getting swept under the rug. We will be needing to make conscious effort right now to work with these energies. There will be some who will be doubling down into the past or into the delusion. They're going to anchor in and they're not going to let go. There can also be some disassociation happening right now because Uranus is going to come in and it can create trauma. And this trauma, we may disassociate in order to protect ourselves, right? Or there's this experience of the repeating of trauma in order to heal it. We can't call these fragmented parts of our consciousness back to us without having some kind of re-experiencing of what caused it in the first place. I could really feel that energy wanting to come up. So this is a time of awakening. This is going to be one of the sparks of this ignition, is that explosion of consciousness. Because it's not just Uranus. Sedna is there as well. And Sedna is asking us, what do you need to let go of in this boat that is not actually safe? That there is no security in this boat. These beliefs, these constructs, especially of patriarchy. Why are you holding on to them? Especially when you know it's not good for you. Especially when you know it's not supporting you in the way that you need. What in you is wanting to hold on to that boat, and why? This is part of what that sudden, shocking experience is going to be waking us up to. This explosion of consciousness and this understanding. To even see that these questions need to be asked. Why do we keep doing things that are bad for us? You know, it's like that definition of insanity, hitting your head against the wall 1,000 times, expecting a change. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. If I keep doing these same things and nothing good's happening, why do I keep doing it? And that's at like a collective level, especially with these systems and structures set in place. And it's like, wait a minute here. We need to reassess. We need to experiment. We need to try something new because this is not working. There is a call to let go, to surrender to what is. And it is in that surrendering that we have the opportunity to transcend, to metamorphosize into something, someone completely new and different. To not go into that past, that anchoring, doubling down into purity. Even this definition of worth and value and being good enough, it's like letting that go is very much this call, but we can get really stuck in self-criticism and not being good enough no matter how much we do. Like we have to be perfect. There's a need to let go of those old stories. That's the South Node in Virgo. So you can be reliving those experiences right now, and it's letting that go, letting these roots, these beliefs of patriarchy, that you are not enough, even when you give all of yourself in service, like letting that go and really surrendering into this divine flow. You don't know where it's taking you. That's that North Node in Pisces. Let go, let God, let divine, whatever word you want to use, right? That's what we are being called to. So this square of Uranus is really pushing us into our hearts, Pisces, to become these spiritual warriors, Neptune in Aries. Right now as well, there is a sextile to Uranus. It will become exact in July. So I'm going to be weaving in some of this astrology. Let that sink to your unconscious. It's not important. The frequency is. We are tightening into something new coming in with July. So this square of Uranus is one of those strands just tightening. This sextile of Uranus to Neptune is tightening. It's growing roots. This new way, this initiation into being spiritual warriors. And again, Uranus, sudden, shocking, new, let's do it different, right? Revolutionary, restless energy. It is growing roots. The spiritual warriors coming in to do things differently. Spiritual leaders stepping into their power, going these new roads, following their instincts. It's growing roots. It's stabilizing. It's anchoring in, as well as anchoring into unconditional love. Oh, right? Can you feel that? Let me know in the comments below if you're picking up on this. If you're starting to feel this divine feminine fire rising within you. I'm going to continue to unpack that throughout this video. So, some of the other astrology that we have going on with Uranus squaring the nodes. Uranus right now is in conjunct to Hemia at 2 degrees of Scorpio. So again, there's this is part of this initiation. Hemia is that volcano fire goddess. In that fire goddess expression, I mean, what does a volcano do? It just wipes out everything, right? It, like, you cannot stop the flow of magma. It just, everything is gone, right? And yet in its wake, it leaves the most fertile soil for things to grow. So there's going to be this back and forth of work. We have to work for it. That's what this is meaning. This square of Uranus to the nodes, this in conjunct to Hemia, we have to put conscious effort into it. It's not going to come easily, served on a silver platter. There's this back and forth. We're going to go too far this way. Go, oh, no, okay, got to readjust. That's what we're working with here. And this is going to be, again, around these patriarchal beliefs. We're working through them. You're going in, you're pulling up those roots. And Hemia is not going to let go. That volcano energy is just going to come through, pulverize everything. It's taking us deep down into the depths of what we need to see. Because through that experience of diving that deep, that is part of this rebirth experience that we are having, bringing us into this unity consciousness. But again, it's having to come into that through our hearts being cracked open. North node of the moon in Pisces, Uranus square. This, I don't know what it's going to be, but it is those experiences, those natural disasters, when suddenly we just remember that we are all one, and it doesn't matter who the person is, what color of skin they have, their religion, their belief, their faith, their economic status. We suddenly see them as ourselves, and they see us. That is this intention, this energy that is being held. So just kind of keep that in mind. Despite what may happen, it's about coming into our hearts. Now, I will bring in as well, I'm filming this on June 11th, and I know that the United States has apparently struck a water processing plant in Iran. And if this was intentional, we don't yet know, but if it was, that will be considered, that is an international war crime, because water is life, and that water is affecting civilians. I don't know what's going to be happening tonight in a couple hours, because I'm filming this in the morning of June 11th, but Trump has threatened to continue really bombing Iran tonight. So even this escalation of tempers, this is part of that Uranus square, and this is part of what's pushing the people to wake up. It's like, wait a minute, this isn't okay. It's not okay that this is happening. It's not okay that you've created a slush fund to give to people who are cop beaters and who tried to have an insurrection of our democracy, and you're going to give our money to them. Those are just some examples, but just that restlessness, this outrage is becoming more and more volcanic. That 100% is Uranus squaring the moon's nodes And it's going to be continuing like this fiery, this punch, this rising up. It's like, oh, wait a minute here. I'm not going to let you get away with it. So again, this is collective. This is also individual. So I'm going to keep moving into that in just a moment. But I just wanted to speak to as well with Uranus is in what we call a third quarter sextile to Venus, who's at 1 degree of Leo. So this is where, so all the stuff that's happening in the world, right? But this is also about the individual vision that you have, that I have, is being integrated into society right now. So this surrounding world, our environment, and there's a need to share whatever that treasure that you have cultivated, to share it with the world, to share it with others. It's going to be coming from the heart, this creative expression, this light, that Leo energy that is just radiating. This is who I am, and shining that. So it's like we're playing. Can you feel how we're really alchemizing all of these energies? This is part of why we are being initiated into being spiritual leaders. This energy that we hold, this fiery energy, it's being anchored in, it's growing roots, it's not going away. And there is this invitation and opening. What is your creative vision that is coming from your heart? And what is it that you need to share with the world? So that restless, divine, discontent energy of Uranus is going to continue to grow. And it is through that tension building, the spring being loaded, that's going to be calling you to step into your leadership energy, your power, stepping forward. This is who I am, taking up your space, and then sharing that creative vision, that treasure that you have with the world. So we're working in many ways and many layers right now. So I'm really curious, what is your creative vision? Can you feel it? Is it coming forward for you? And how might you, or where, why are you afraid to share that? Those threads of why you might be afraid to share, to stay small, that is part of that Sedna journey of letting go of the boat, letting go of those fears, witnessing them first, and letting them go so you can transcend and share your light and your creativity with the world. Because where the world is going, it needs you. It needs me. It needs the way showers, because we got to build this thing. So know that what you are experiencing in your life is not futile, and it can be really challenging. These initiations can be really challenging, and I'm not diminishing that at all, but just know that even if you feel like you are being brought to your lowest right now, this is not happening without reason. We do need to make a conscious effort to learn the different lessons our souls are bringing to us, is bringing to you, to be accountable for what is yours, to be accountable for what is mine. And that particular story will be unique and different for each of you. And again, if you want to know more about that, astrology counseling is available, so please reach out. Okay, so this divine feminine fire, okay, she is rising and she is not letting go. And this is the energy of June, of this new moon we have in Gemini coming up. This energy's been coming in for a while, but it's just getting hotter and hotter. And again, it's that restless, growing tension. As we are experiencing this collapse and dissolving of the old ways of doing things, this is what is that push, this call to rise up that we are experiencing, that need to take up space and to shine to really embody the wisdom that we are holding right now. And I've really been experiencing this in my own life. My own fire is rising up, and as I've had experience of some people who I've respected and really looked up to were actually making me smaller or diminishing the work, the service that I had given. And my goodness, my fire was starting to rise as I was having these repeated experiences all the way back to my childhood and in past lives as well. Like, this is not a single moment in time. Really, this particular experience is a fractal. And it was so interesting as I shared with some of my closest friends what I was going through, how it was again a fractal into them, a resonance into them and their story. Like, it was a complete mirror. My experience was mirroring theirs, and we're like all kind of coming into this energy of like, this is bullshit. I'm not going to do this anymore. Like, who the hell do these people think they are that they can treat me this way? Or just expect that I'm always going to be around doing these things. You know, what is that word? There's no acknowledgement. And it's not even about ego. It's just like, again, this is what I'm speaking to as well, is that south node of the moon in Virgo, where you can feel like you're always the butler, and that's all you'll ever be, is the butler. Or the person who just goes around cleaning up other people's messes. Like, you have no value, that your worth has been brought so low, this is all you are, is the butler. And so if that's been your experience, that is part of the stories that we're needing to let go of, and just like, again, rising up into this power and be like, no, this is not okay. You need to treat me with respect. You need to see me for who I am and what I am bringing through. So I've really had that coming through so strongly this whole moon cycle of Taurus, which again was about worth and value. And I was not expecting it to come through the way that they did. And in fact, let me just share this message that came through from the grandmothers as I was actually driving, and I had just hit message record to a friend. And let me see, do I need to set this up a little bit? This experience was obviously very specific for me, but after I had channeled this message, I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is a mirror of society. This is the lived experience I'm having as a woman in my 40s in Western civilization. So let me share this, and I would love to know what your thoughts and experiences are, and if it resonates for you, or if it doesn't, that's okay too. They want us, the younger generation, to carry on their legacy, but they don't want us. Us in our evolution, us in what we hold and what we are bringing through. How is that any different than the society we're living in, or the conditions around our parents? We don't matter. All that matters is that we are there to take care of them when they're old. They want us to carry on the lineage, the bloodline, but they don't want us, our voices, our medicine, our wisdom that's coming through from our lived experience and our reality. I see this coming in quite powerfully as in the United States we're having our first round of elections. And even in my district, someone who's 87 running once again for Congress. And I'm like, what are you doing? You need to step back and let new, younger voices in, because we have a different lived experience than you. And we need to be properly represented, which means our voices need to be heard. Can you feel that resonance in your life? How is that showing up for you? This is very much part of that patriarchy that is dissolving right now, that Sedna is asking us to let go of. This very much is going to be around that Pluto and Leo generation and this hoarding of power, the baby boomers, and just keeping it all to themselves. As you know, again, that's a generalization, that's not everyone, but in general, they created the society and they were refusing to let it go, to let other voices come to the table and to be heard, to step back and let someone else take center stage, to allow their voice, their ideas to be heard so everyone's needs can be met. So this is why there is this full-on dissolving of this. There's this tension, and it's coming from the people as well. And this is that call to Uranus that's not letting it go. This is also that energy of Eris, who is demanding equality and fairness for everyone to be included at the party, and not just the fairest, not just the ones with all the power, all the money, all the wealth. So this is why this is restless and it's not going away. So that's the energy that we're in. That's the setup. It's not going away. Let's look at this Gemini new moon on June 14th. It's going to be at 7:54 p.m. Pacific time, and it's at 24 degrees of Gemini. So see where that falls in your chart. If you don't know where that is or what the hell that means, again, please reach out and I can give you that astrological counseling to guide you on what you may be experiencing this moon cycle, this month ahead, because it will continue to be building. These themes, these stories, that pattern, it's going to grow. So 24 degrees of Gemini. What is so significant as I was looking at this chart is that energy of the divine feminine fire. Seriously, she's coming in hot. So opposite to this new moon, 19 degrees of Sagittarius, we have black moon Lilith. Oh my goodness. Talk about repressed feminine energy. And black moon Lilith, you know, this is part of what feels like the energy. We need to see the feminine, and this is not just male, female, this is feminine energies within all of us. This also has very much to do with Mother Nature, with the earth, how our being in sync with natural law and time has been oppressed and become distorted. We're going to really see this very clearly. There is, like this Gemini new moon, this is going to be fast. It's going to be coming in hot. It's going to be a lot of information. You know, Gemini is that communicator, telephone operator god, able to see all the different pieces of information. You're going to need to tune into your discernment. Where is your discernment? It's Mercury in Cancer right now, which means it's going to be coming from your emotions. your emotions, what you are feeling. Take time to emotionally digest that. In fact, that's actually what I've been doing these past couple days, is I've been sorting through this experience that I've had and like, wait, why does that not feel good? Why did I have this, gut emotional reaction when I wasn't acknowledged? Or actually even the acknowledgement was going to someone else, who I was the one that was doing all the things and being in that role of service, like really feeling into that. And it's through that feeling and tuning in that anger started to come through, because it was like, wait a minute, no. This isn't right. This isn't okay. So whatever your process is going to be like, just know that what you are feeling is going to be your way into discerning what is happening. So you might need to really pull back from all the information that will be coming at us. Truth. Whew. Black Moon Lilith in Sagittarius, she's going to be really demanding truth. So I can even just say, like, that's just going to be part of that Epstein files information just in this particular signature alone. Like oh my goodness, there's something really, really fast, really hot that's going to be happening. And that divine feminine energy, she is not letting go. All right, so just know, pull back, take care of your nervous system, go to where feels safe for you so you can emotionally digest, connecting with the right people who can see you and hold you. That's very much part of the medicine through this moon cycle. Even as you may actually be first recognizing who is not safe to speak to share these ideas and feelings with. So just kind of be aware that that might be where you're at with this. Is like, ooh, wait, oh, okay, I learned that lesson. I can't go there. Okay, as I mentioned, I've been mentioning Eris. She is in this mix. She is in a sextile as well to this new moon. This is going to be about stabilizing those roots. Okay, Eris she's coming in. She's not letting it go. She is also in a square to Jupiter right now. Chiron is there as well at 29 degrees of Aries. Like, this is where have we been wounded in our leadership, in this ability to have the freedom to be our I amness, right? The freedom to go to the beat of our own drum. Where has that been the wound? What do we need to see? And Eris, just know that she is there. She is going to be creating this disharmony in our lives and in the world, but it's in order to bring us into harmony. So again, you have to see the bullshit for what it is. And that's what she's doing. And she's anchoring in, she's holding on, and she's saying, I am not leaving that field of battle until you deal with this shit. You want to get to true harmony, you got to go through it first. So again, there's that powerful initiation. She, as well as Jupiter, are tuning into thousands of years of patriarchy, of human conditioning, as they are, aspecting the planetary north node, south node of Saturn and Pluto. So this is big. Like, this is really big. And this is part of why we're going to be having this birthing experience. We've got a quintile at this new moon to Saturn and Salacia at 13 degrees of Aries with Pallas Athena right there. So what does all that mean? Again, this is a birthing experience. There is going to be some tense, challenging pieces of this that's also going to be leading us into these real genius results. So be purposeful in who you are, stepping up into your leadership energies, right? Saturn is this initiation. It's about proving that you can do this thing. That's the medicine and the gift of Saturn, is showing us how goddamn strong we actually are through the restrictions, the limitations, and the tests. But on the other side of it, we look back and we're like, damn, I just did that. That's what Saturn's bringing in. So stepping into your leadership, your authority, that you can do this, to bring in your creativity that's being inspired by the world and world events through this pressure cooker experience, to push for change and to be inspiring. That is that tension that we're in. This is also about bringing us into this higher love energy, this divine timing, and just that ability to really ride the waves of the psychic storms, the physical, the emotional storms. That's that Celestia energy as well. And with Pallas, this is about reconnecting to our intuitive wisdom. So as we have these challenges, there's all this feminine energy that is rising up into who she is and what we hold already within inside of us. What are you holding in your authority, your mastery that you already have as a leader? And how are you being pushed up to stand and take your place in that energy? And to let that energy be seen. What have you already worked really hard for? That's Saturn. You've already gotten to the thing. Now this is about standing up and like claiming, yeah, I can fucking do this. I've got this. Even if no one else or society doesn't believe you by those standards, we're like, oh, well, you need to be 70 to be considered an elder. But if you are someone who's gone through the shit of life and you have grown through that experience, you are an elder in the wisdom you hold, even if you're only in your 30s or 40s. This is part of what we're breaking down right now. You have creativity, you have inspiration, that wisdom that is needing to be shared with the world. So, if you can't feel it, there's a lot of tension. There's a lot of tension here. There's a need to actualize all of this and to make it real, to build it, to share it. And a lot of this is going to be around, again, that illumination of the divine feminine, that the wisdom that she is holding, the wisdom that we are holding, that has been suppressed by the patriarchy, by this Western civilization. We are tuning back in 5,000, 6,000 years where there was that shift as the age of Taurus ended and we moved into the age of Aries. Oh, look. And isn't that where Chiron is right now? And Eris is with her really long, long cycle. Yep. We have wounds around this masculine Aries energy that we need to atone for, that we need to heal through and really reclaim and reconnect that intuitive feminine wisdom and coming back into balance. Aries, Libra, masculine, feminine, it's about them working together. No longer just as military leaders and warriors and just going off to battle. A true warrior is one who actually gives a shit about the people around him, the relationships around him, and seeing that everyone has their needs met, even if they might need to stand and protect those needs of the people around them. So we're coming into balance. That's what this call is. Okay. Let me just see. Okay. Big astrology. We also have the summer solstice coming up on June 20th. This is not slowing it down, guys. It's really not. We're going to continue to hear the gong, that beat of the drum. It's going to get faster and louder. This is a prelude for what is going to be coming end of July, which is going to lead us into the next 18 months when the moon's north node is going into Aquarius. And then, of course, Pluto being in Aquarius for next 18-ish years. So big cycle. We are going down and we're being asked deep questions about human species. Who are we actually really? And it's time to change. So keep your eye on the prize. That's going to be my wisdom to you. It's not the right word that I'm thinking of. There's going to be a lot of distractions. I mean, this is the second time I've tried film. Well, this is the second time I've filmed this video. The first time I tried and it did not work. There was so much noise, and I recognize that was also part of the message. How do you stay center in the midst of the distractions? And then it gets to the point where it's like, okay, when am I pushing a boulder uphill? When do I need to let go and just be like, okay, I'm just going to surrender. This is what is. I'm going to go try another path. So no, this is part of the teaching of this moment, staying centered, grounded in our hearts with everything that's going to be happening. And then it's also knowing, okay, well, all this stuff is happening. So if this is not the moment for me to tune in and give you a video because I can't even remember what I just said, it's not going to be a very good video. So it's a little bit of both. There's distractions, it's happening. There's a need to witness all of that. Now, the level and the depth will depend on each of you and what you can receive in your life and hold. We do need to see and acknowledge what's happening. And there will be a call, again, unique and different for each person, to step forward and to stand, to be in that divine feminine fire energy, that Kali, Hamia, volcano goddess, Eris energy of no bullshit. I ain't leaving and I'm not putting up with this crap any longer, right? There's going to be some of that. So where are you feeling that need to take a stand? Do it. And we also, again, need to keep our eye on the prize of what is it that we are creating. So we're not completely paying attention, not paying attention to what's happening in the world, but we also have to be focusing on the new one coming in and that we're building. So it's a real balancing act. Actually, it's a very Gemini kind of energy. Is, okay, the energy is going here in this moment. I'm going to stand. I'm going to be my fire. I'm going to stand up for myself. Okay, all right, now I'm going to go over here. The energy is shifted. It's time to create. It's time to start collaborating with other people and connecting other people with, oh, this person you need to talk to. So it's all of this is happening at the same time. So I know this is a lot. Please take care of yourself right now. We're in it. And what's coming is really going to rock some people. And probably even myself too. I don't know what's coming. But I can feel it's going to be quite big, and there will be parts in me that I'm going to need to sit beside and to really take closer looks at. And again, to pull out these old beliefs that are ready to be let go of. This is part of that initiation. This is part of what we need to build what is coming next. So take care of yourself for this next moon cycle. Take care of your nervous system. Go be in nature. Turn off the phone if that's what you're needing to. And then coming back into the space when you are centered and grounded. And not letting all the distractions get to you and all the drama, all the betrayals and manipulations, all of this stuff is going to continue and be happening. All the truths that are being revealed right now, it's just going to get louder and louder as it needs to. If you need support, please remember that I am here. Reach out if you need that one-on-one help. And As always, if you liked this video and it was helpful, please give it that thumbs up. Please share it. Please subscribe. It does help me so much. And know how grateful I am that you are here, that you're doing all the dance stuff of life alongside me and so many others. I am so, so grateful. So take care, and I will see you at the full moon for the next energy update. Bye-bye.